Jordan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you came in to see me, and I want you to know that this is a safe place. So anything you tell me stays between us. Unless you're planning on hurting yourself or others, then I do have to, help you out with that situation. Um,
Okay.
so I want to ask you some questions, basically talking about your family and your family dynamic growing up. So, what was your family dynamic growing up?
Yeah, so I was pretty normal, I guess. My parents are still married and like they were pretty happy. Um, my mom kind of struggled with some addiction, and so she like really wasn't around as much as I had hoped or liked. She loved me, and I think like she did the best she could. And I have a brother and a sister, so I'm the oldest among them.
And how old are your brother and sister?
So my brother, he just turned 26, and my sister is 23, and she's getting ready to get married.
Okay, well, congratulations to your sister. Are you
Thank
excited
you.
for her?
I am excited. I think I got married not too long ago, and I think it's going to be really good. But she's marrying somebody with a kid, and so it just adds a different dynamic. But I think it's going to be a good thing.
Well, that's good. That's good. So tell me a little bit more about your relationships with your siblings when you were growing up.
Um, Pretty good. We got along okay. I felt like maybe my brother um, kind of bared most of like the weight of feeling like he had to achieve, which was hard. Like there was a lot of pressure put on him, and even though I was the oldest, it like wasn't really put on me. So it kind of just like I think created a little bit of distance between us, which was hard. But me and my sister are really close, and we talk a lot, and I feel like we're in a good place, and overall there was like no big issues. It was just I think there was just like different expectations for both of us, which was kind of tricky.
Okay, so I know you stated that you felt like there was a distance between you and your brother because he had all the pressure put on him. Um, why do you think your parents put all the pressure on him and not on the oldest?
Yeah, I mean my dad was like an athlete, and so I think there was that like expectation that my brother was gonna like he was successful, and that my brother was gonna like carry on the name kind of thing. um and I really didn't kind of have that. Like, I think it was more just like, oh, Jordan's doing her best, it's fine. But like Griffin, he'll be the successful athlete. It'll all work out. Um, so I don't know. I think it was just like, because my grandfather was a successful athlete, my dad was, and then, I think it just kind of came up with my brother, and so that was kind of odd.
So tell me a little bit more about how that made you feel as a younger child witnessing this.
Um, I think it just made me feel like sad for him. Like I didn't really have that pressure. Like I was fine, and I felt like I could kind of like do what I wanted to do and what I was passionate about. But on the other side of that, like I felt like he kind of had to stick to the mold, and so it just I don't know, it made me kind of sad for him.
That's understandable. Have you and your brother ever talked about this, like later on in your adult years, or is it something you
Yeah,
guys?
it's actually interesting. We talked about it like not too long ago, and he kind of felt the same way, which was interesting. Um, but he's kind of worked through that like in his later life, and so I feel like we've kind of like been able to like, get closer through it, which has been cool.
That was going to actually be.
So I feel like we're in a good place, um, and I think he can kind of start to become who he wants to be.
That's very enjoyable for you to watch him come into his own.
For
That's good.
sure.
So I want to ask you, what was your parents' economic status when you were growing up?
Um, they were pretty well off. I felt like they both worked, and we were pretty middle class, and um, they put a really big emphasis on like no debt, and so like we never really like lived above our means. Like it was always pretty standard, like nothing too fancy. Um, but I don't ever feel like I really had like any needs that weren't met.
No, that's good. That's good. Do you feel that their economic status helped you in life with, just who you are as a person and whatnot?
I think so. I was able to go to college, and I think it opened doors that wouldn't have normally been open for me. And so, yeah, I think it was definitely a gift for sure.
That's good. Um, Tell me, since you're a female, when you were a child, were you a tomboy or no, or?
No, I think I was definitely, the classic kid that like ran around with their baby dolls. Like I was like pretty maternal, pretty feminine. I was into like the makeup and the boys and the whole thing. So I feel like it was like, pretty standard.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that you have felt comfortable talking about some of these things. And as we move forward throughout our next meetings, we'll kind of go a little deeper into different things. So I definitely want to set up another appointment with you if you're interested.
Yeah.
Does Tuesday at 6:30 work for you every week, or do we need to kind of change it up?
No, I think that sounds great. I appreciate you working me in. I think this is helping with some of my anxiety.
Well, good. I'm very glad to hear that. And next time we'll start coming up with some different goals and things that we can do to help calm that anxiety as well. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks.